Okay, these are old hoses out of an '82 Camaro. Just took out this one, actually cut off the steel nut, and I went ahead and did a double flare on the tubing because I couldn't get this off. This is what the nut looks like on the tubing. It's a 3/16 inch tube nut. Normally it goes into here like that. And actually on that one I heated it up and froze it, and I put a bunch of penetrants, and I really wailed on that for a week. And I just kind of gave up. This one here is actually corroded right through here to where this is actually broken. That's how bad this is. Both these hoses are clogged. Now, this is the banjo part. Hooks up over here in the caliper. This part here with the step on it is to where you have the copper washer, and this is a used one, but you always use new ones. This goes on the banjo, goes on here, then there's another copper washer, and it goes on like this. And you have the step facing out so you don't want to touch the body in this and have this cocked, so you'll have a leak. Now, sometimes if it's real old, it's better just to replace the banjos, or if you got an ultrasonic cleaner, you can clean these up. This particular one, both of these are clogged, so I got no flow first out of the caliper. Undid these, got no flow, and I went ahead and undid the banjo connection here, got no flow out of the tube. So I'm going to purposely go ahead and cut this. Man, they're a little bit tougher than you think. Whoop. Sorry about that. A little bit more light over here. And right where that is, let's break it right there and see what it looks like. These are actually got many different layers, so they sometimes are in better shape than they physically look. But you can get some corrosion when it leaks into there with moisture that'll end up just collapsing the tube before they'll actually break. So you can't bleed anything off. These are only about 15 or 20 bucks a piece to replace. Now on the '82 Camaro, the one that goes in the passenger side has got a round with a flat here and a bigger flat here. Smaller and a bigger, there are ears on it. And the one that's on that's the driver's side, excuse me. This is the passenger side, has a hex. So these two connect up to the frame, to the steel tubing. And didn't see this documented, but this is the hex, is the passenger side, and the one that's round with two ears. So if you get two of these and get these mixed up, this one, the one I go in, these clips that go on the frame. So it's kind of idiot proof, but online I really didn't see that, so that's why I wanted to document that. The length is either the same or an 1/8 of an inch more, but doesn't really document what it is. This is so corroded that this car sat up for 20 years. So they got no flow through there. I actually went through and bent this all around. Still never got any flow through it. So I'm going to go ahead and put new steel lines on there. Got those on order. If you take these off, you want to use one of these type of wrenches with a slot in it. And That's an old set from the Dark Ages called a flare nut set. You can get this over the tube, and it's a 6.6. It's got 5 out of the 6 that grips this. If you just use a regular wrench to grab the 2 sides, you're going to end up probably rounding this off. So you want to use a better quality one of these that grabs this. If it's been down there a long time, you got to use some patience. I got 1 out of the 2 off, but it was a real booger bear to get off. If it's a new car, they'll come off right away. There's the flare in there. That's the banjo part. This is a used caliper. This particular one goes like this. So this recessed part faces up. If it's like this, even with the washer, it may or may not seal because it's touching the rubber on here. Some of these have a relief on here a little bit, some don't. Like here's one that I didn't use, and it has a little bit of a relief over here. And when you use these, you want to not reuse these again, because if you reuse one again, it's flipped over, the serration's a little bit different, it's going to be scooted over, it may not seal, so it's better practice to use a brand new one of these. In this particular rebuilt caliper, what's weird about this is I've had this a while and never used it, got it online, but the banjo is not normal. This is a normal GM banjo, and this will not hold, this will not pull down. This is too loose. There's something screwed up about this. This won't tighten up. So on here, the banjo on here, the threads are some weird thing. Went down to the auto parts store and they didn't have another banjo. Whereas this one here, I'll use one, it starts to grip right away. This one has got a larger diameter hole in it. I actually took this to the auto parts store and I couldn't find anything to fit it. So I don't know if this is a metric and this is an older English version. That's probably something like that.